Hey, it's great to be with you again today. Have you ever felt like you were having a crisis of faith? Like you felt like you were working as hard as you could. You were in ministry, whatever, with children, teenagers, the pastor of a church, a choir leader, a youth leader, working in the community, working as hard as you can to try to help your community move forward. And things just, well, they looked worse than when you started, right? No matter how hard you were working, things were just not progressing and it looked bad. And there was a prophet in Israel. His name was Elijah, and he's one of the greatest prophets in the Old Testament. And he has just had this incredibly bad situation occur. And he's like, Lord, just let me die, man. I've had enough. I don't even feel like doing this. I'm the only one left. There's nobody left but me. And God spoke to him and he gave him some instructions and he said, I want you to go and I want you to find this guy named Elisha. And he is going to be the next prophet in Israel. Oh, and by the way, there's 7,000 people in Israel who have not bowed their knee to these false gods. You're not alone. Go find Elisha. So Elijah goes and finds Elisha and he names him the new prophet that will come after him, and he puts his cloak around him and says, okay, man, we're going to do it. And Elisha's like, well, let me go back and clean things up and then we'll go. See, Elisha was a farmer and he was plowing with 12 oxen in front of his plow when Elijah came to him. And so Elisha then runs over, he slaughters the 12 oxen, he cooks them up, gives all the meat to all the people of his village, and then he gets the plow and he burns the plow. Now that may not sound like anything to us, but here's what it did. By killing the oxen and giving the meat out to everyone, and by burning that plow, it prevented him from turning back, right? He didn't want to be in a bad situation one day where things weren't going his way and his faith may have been a little weaker. And he was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to go back to my farm, grab my oxen, hitch my plow up and start plowing and become a farmer again. He refused to turn away from God. No matter how bad it got, he didn't want to return to who he was before. And as followers of Christ now, we need to remember that. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how rough the road is, God is still with us every step of the way. Every breath we take, every step we take, God is there with us, helping us as we go through it. If we look to him for our strength and our support and our encouragement, he gives it to us. He supplies that for us. But we need to remember that even as we go through the bad times, we shouldn't turn our back on God and try to go back to where we were before God became very real in our lives. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.